Hey guys, welcome to Set Life. Kelley Leger here with my guest and longtime friend, Lane McCall. Long time, because he's old.
You're older, I think.
Maybe just a little
You
bit.
are older.
You're watching Set Life Season 4.
All right, guys, Set Life with my longtime friend, Lane McCall.
Glad to be here, man.
Yes, me too, man. I always enjoy this conversation, especially with longtime friends. Lots to talk about.
Same, I know.
We need
It
like
really is.
12 of these episodes to get into it all.
We knock him out today.
Yes, all of them. So I have known this guy for a long time, 20 plus years.
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
And we worked together on a small TV program out in Florida, in Tampa, years and years ago. And I found out about this film school that Lane went to. I'm like, I'm going to this. I want to go to that school. And I did. And New York Film Academy was such a good time. I'll never regret that.
Very good
it was
program.
one of my
Yeah.
best summers ever. It was so
Yeah.
good. But today, I thought it would be really cool to look at a couple pieces of work that you've done in the last number of years, some more recent than others, but in all kind of genres. And Lane is a director, a cinematographer, a producer, editor extraordinaire, a lot of everything.
Yeah,
And,
I don't know about the extraordinaire part, but I put those titles next to my name depending on the project.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he's very good at all those things. And so we're going to look at a couple pieces of work today that I think is going to be kind of really cool. We haven't always done it this way on the show, but I think it's going to be an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, and we can like break down, like I like to, I like educating people, and especially people interested in production.
Right.
But yeah, I'd be down to kind of break down some of the challenges we had and how you overcome them, because in production, as you know, man, you learn every time you go out. And so I love to glean, like you ever, behind the scenes footage, or you see like, oh, how did you like this? How did you deal with this? Some of my favorite stuff. So glad to get into some of that today.
Absolutely. And when we were growing up, that was our first film school.
Absolutely.
Behind the scenes DVDs. Like you didn't buy the movie for the movie, the DVD, you bought it for the behind the scenes.
That's very true.
Like how, so that's cool. I'm glad that we're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, let me pull the phone out here and let's look at the first one. And the first one I want to look at is, you tell us about it. It's the Growing Home series.
Yeah. So this is a program that I produced and directed with my business partner, who's my cousin, actually, and we filmed it all in Maine. It was 13 episodes that we aired on NBC regionally, which is an interesting story how we even got on NBC, and how we funded it in a very interesting way. And we shot it all in Maine, all about veterans that have come home from military service and then started family farms serving their community, and people with amazing hearts.
Wow.
So it was a tremendous experience, just the production of it.
Super cool. Okay, let's watch this. Let's watch this piece here.
The day I meet him, I say to him, I understand you want to end your life today. Can we do it tomorrow?
That guy was fantastic. Like that guy was so sketchy about us filming.
Yeah.
And then he like fell in love with us, and because he's a real Navy SEAL guy, like just saving people's lives.
Amazing.
It was a survivable injury. But it was.
I love that opening line. It did what it was supposed to do. It hooked me.
Yeah.
You put your life on the line in the military
It's my dad.
for the guy next to you.
Yeah.
You come home, you put your life on the line for this country.
We have this no-fail mentality.
If we think it, we do it.
Makes sense that they would come home and be successful. This kind of thing.
And their heart for each other is tremendous.
Wow.
Just
The agriculture field are kind of leading a second service. It's in our nature to take care of others, and we continue to do that post-military career.
Beautiful shots, man. Just cinematically. Wow. Wow. So, wow. Super cool.
yeah,
Like-
that was a cool project.
Like right out of the gate, and just watching that, if you have time to go see some of that, go on YouTube and look up things, and it's also on what, Amazon or something? It's
So
on-
we had it on Amazon Prime for a while.
Okay.
Right now, I believe we just have them on YouTube. It's
Okay.
kind of done its run of, it's on a couple of networks actually now, some OTT networks.
Okay.
But we're thinking of just launching it out on YouTube to the public, to everybody. Yeah.
Wow. It's beautifully shot. Right out of the
you.
gate, that's the first thing that captured me as a director, just looking at all the cinematography. It was beautiful, like all of that.
Well, that's the one thing we figured we could do because we didn't have much money.
Mm-hmm.
So that project, it was a creative endeavor more than we didn't have someone paying us to do it.
Right.
The way it happened was my cousin had a lady who was interested in filming a local show, and he started telling me what they were going to do. And I said, hey, what if we elevate this? What if we actually have a niche, a direction we go for? That's how we landed on the veteran stories, and just kind of make something that has more national appeal. And then maybe we could air it locally, but maybe we could sell it to broader audiences, or maybe, get it out distributed wider than Maine, which did happen. TV's not a big moneymaker though, unless you're really tied in with the networks.
Right.
But it was an amazing project. Yeah.
Wow. And this was all done, you said, in Maine.
Yeah, all in Maine. So we started, I believe 2016 was
Okay.
actually when we did it, and we filmed it on GH4 cameras, like Panasonic little cameras, because we could buy them cheap. The image quality was great, and put on wide lenses. And the thing about shooting in Maine is the sun's always low, no matter where you're at. So it looks
Right.
like you're getting toward but the sun's in all these shots.
Wow.
And so it just happened to be that way. So it kind of worked.
That's amazing. I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about this process from the beginning. So you want to elevate this
Yeah.
project. Where do you go from there? Do you start with money? Do you start with what do you? Where's
Great, and this is a great. So this worked for us, and if someone has some inclination to do this, it can still work. But what we did was, I flew up to Maine, met with my cousin and our third business partner, Deb, and we scheduled a couple interviews at farms with farmers that were veterans, and we went in and shot like a 4-minute sizzle with these 2 different stories and some cinematic footage. Took that sizzle walked into the NBC office, made an appointment, the regional NBC, and said, hey, we're making the show. Would you run it? And they said, sure, Sunday afternoons. And we're like, okay, great. So we took that, and then Deb went to businesses around Maine and said, hey, we're airing Sundays. Do you want commercial time? And so she literally sold packages of commercials and sponsors through the show in Maine to get us enough funding to actually make the program.
Wow.
So we had a number that we would, once we hit, we'd green light the program. And if we didn't hit it, we'd give all the money back.
Wow.
We barely hit that number.
That is a lot of work. Man.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
just the production now. Now you're both advertising agency and production and network, as it were.
Yes.
I mean, acting as all those parts. That's wild.
Yeah, it's as a creative person, I don't know if you found this, but if you want to do a creative project that's not client funded, you need to have that sales element. You need to have that piece to your team that can knock on doors and kind of get money. Unless as a filmmaker you want to do that. I mean, I never fell in love with that process. Like, I don't like asking for money or selling advertising. So it's kind of an important piece, though, if you want to do something creatively. The funding.
True.
It never goes away.
That's amazing. And so that's how this whole project was funded.
That's how it was funded. And so what we did was we went and we found a dozen stories in Maine that were all veterans that had started farms. There's actually a sizable community of it. And, once you start going down that path, this person refers you to this person. And so the stories are wide ranging, from a Vietnam veteran who started like a deer farm to sell. And he works with the deer to cope with the stress still of what he deals with. So he's outdoors. To one of the stories in the trailer is Robert Foley, who's a former Navy SEAL. And he'll get guys that call him that are ready to pull the trigger to end their life today. And he said, like he says there, his line is like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're going through. Can you do it tomorrow? Let's just go get coffee. Just do it tomorrow. Wow. And they meet and they get coffee. And then he brings them to the ranch. And then they hang out with the horses. And he's like, always one horse will come up and hang out with the guy. Because he's like, the horses can feel like the pain. It's like equine therapy. It's like a real thing.
Wow.
And they just, this one guy that we interviewed had just hung with horses for months, and it totally just brought him out of that cycle. Just that emotional connection. And
Crazy.
so it's just some wild stories. And then you have your beautiful, like, people raising their kids on the farm, and they have to get up at 6 and feed the animals every day. And it's just beautiful. I came out of that whole experience going, we should be growing our own food.
Right,
You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
It was amazing. Yeah.
Perspective. Man, very cool. And it took you how long did you do all this?
We filmed for 6 weeks. So the production, we had limited funds. So we knew that we really had one day to go film each of the stories. So we identified the stories and we'd map them out on the map. How far do we have to drive? Do we have to stay over and then hit another one? We bought a little minivan off of Craigslist or something.
So you planned all the stories in advance.
We did them all.
Massive.
That's a key. So we didn't just show up and start filming. What we did was we said, okay, here's this story. Here's the people. We'd have a pre-interview, like phone call with them. Say, what do you have going on at your place? What's it look like visually? Send us some photos. And we would map out, because with TV, what I've found over the years, we did it years ago, but you have 24 minutes or whatever length you're going for that you need to fill.
Right.
So at TV is that game to me of how do you shoot efficiently but fill it with interesting stuff. Because it's not, you can't just run a camera for 24 minutes. You have to plan this out. So that's a challenge.
Totally.
It's not like making a YouTube video that you can just be open-ended.
That's true.
So we would hear the story, come up with ideas. Okay, we could film 2.5 minutes and cover this. 2.5 minutes cover this. So we didn't go micro detail. We would just say they can talk about it, and then we can show this B-roll and tell the story of this, these elements of what they're doing. And it worked.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Golly, that's awesome. And then it took you how long to edit?
That was like a 6-month process.
6 weeks shooting.
Yeah.
6 weeks. Well, how long did it take you to plan and produce, like to get ready to do it?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was probably a couple months. Yeah, of just like loose planning, getting all the stories together, mapping it out. So we did the shooting was 3 weeks. Then I flew back home to Houston for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then went back up for another 3, and we knocked it out.
Okay.
And it was just 3 of us, this small crew, myself.
You hear that, filmmakers?
Yeah.
3 of them, 13 episodes on NBC, just saying.
Because you're dealing with budgets, you're dealing with time. So 2 cameras and a drone. So my cousin and I both shot, I directed, and then we had an audio guy with us. And so we would have, that was our crew, and just shoot as much slow-mo as we can to cover time. Beautiful cinematic footage, and it worked. We had a gimbal, you know what I mean? Just your standard tools. Yeah. And NBC really liked it. The feedback was tremendous, actually, when we aired it, like especially up in the main area.
Sure.
Like we had thousands and thousands of views, like on social media, just the previews and stuff we'd share. So it was really, really cool experience.
Wow.
And then not to skip ahead, but so yeah, the production phase, one of the limitations we had was you couldn't do like dramatic television because of the time. You can't do a story arc and like character development. There's none of that because you're one day on site. So it's more like PBS style
Little
documentary
vignettes.
Exactly.
Wow.
But if you're into that sort of thing, if you're a veteran, if you're into farming, like it's got that peaceful
short story, feel good, vibe. I think it's great.
Exactly.
I mean, of course, a note to all those young filmmakers and whatnot is like how much planning that took. Because you're planning 13 episodes, all these interviews. How many different stories? Was it 13 stories?
13, well, even more because some of the episodes were 2 stories.
Right.
So we had probably like 18, 17 stories.
So you had to do pre-interviews, get on the phone, see if this was even the right person for the deal, see the photos of the place. Out of all the people that you talked to in advance, were there some that you didn't end up using?
One. Just one. Because they ended up being not very nice people. And they were the only one we didn't film in Maine. Wow. We went to New Hampshire for it. And we ended up just kicking it out of the series.
That's why those New Hampshire.
Like, no way. It was just a bizarre, we ran into a couple bizarre things. That's production. You're going to get little twists and turns. Yeah. So that was a weird thing. So we kind of just nixed that episode right out. Said, let's not even use it.
Right.
So, but they weren't even into farming directly. They assisted farmers. So it was.
It's amazing though that you interviewed that many people and were able to use that many people.
Yeah.
Like so much of the time you have to go through so many people to find the right. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, just to have the pre-interview, get the photos.
Yes.
That's all very, very. That's all those months. That's time consuming. Was all that preparation.
A lot of work.
Charting out your path. path. And, you know, I guess in some ways the good thing is you only have 3 people on the crew to deal with. So you weren't dealing with a huge crew.
That's true.
But still having to figure all that out.
On the flip side, you're doing everything.
And the flip side, you're doing everything. That's right.
But it was a worthwhile project that I felt like, even though for what it was, I knew it would never be like this massive hit show or something. It's just not that thing.
Right.
But for what it was a really good experience. We met beautiful people. The thing that I loved most is like with production, you're always going on different adventures. Like every project is different. You get to see into all these worlds like when you do production.
Yes.
And the veteran community is amazing. Like every person that we talked to, they wanted to have a piece of land and have yurts or cabins or something to help their veteran brothers and sisters who were struggling, give them a few months just to stay there rent-free, recuperate. Everybody wanted to do it.
Wow.
It was a real, loving, connected community.
It's like, this has done so much for me. I know it will help you come be a part of that. I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
It's an amazing community.
That's awesome. Okay. I want to look at another one of your pieces of work.
Yeah.
This is something you've done more recently here, and commercial. It is for Mattress Firm.
Yes.
And you can kind of help set this up for us.
Sure.
And we'll and then we can talk about it more afterwards. But
So yeah, this one is we're about to watch it. It features Andre Johnson, who's Hall of Fame Texans wide receiver, and I love doing this because I'm a pretty big Texans fan. When I moved to Houston, I was like, I'm going to root for the Texans. So it was a lot of fun. And we can watch it, and I'll tell you like how it came to be.
Okay. Let's watch it here. Let me get this up. I'll start it over and get it going. Just give me a second. Wait for it. It's 30 seconds. You got to get it right from the beginning. All right, here we go.
I'm Andre Johnson, Hall of Fame wide receiver for your Houston Texans.
Hey, Andre.
And I still got it, because the sleep experts at my local mattress firm keep me sleeping great by matching me with the perfect bedroom lineup from their wide selection of choices. And just like me, Mattress Firm calls Houston home, and we both love giving back to the community. There's really no better place to score your best rest at best value than your local Mattress Firm. Get matched, sleep at night.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, you can look at that and go, okay, that looks like a simple commercial to shoot.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever simple.
There's a lot going on.
So break it down. Take from the beginning.
So very cool project. So we had done work, and we still have for Mattress Firm for the past 2.5, 3 years, like various levels of projects. And they sent me an email one day, and they were like, hey, Andre Johnson is our new brand ambassador for the next year. We have him for this afternoon, like a 4-hour window. And we have this concept we want to film with him. Can you send us a quote? And they sent me a document with Andre Johnson walking in a building talking about the benefits of mattresses. And I was like literally what a salesperson would say.
Right.
Like, this mattress has a pillow top. Like, it was very like what you'd read on a website.
Vanilla.
And I'm thinking, you have Andre Johnson. I'm a Texans fan.
Yeah.
You have Andre Johnson for 4 hours and you're doing this? And in a very nice way, I was like, hey, what if we don't do that? And this is one of the things, as I've matured in doing production, like, you get a little bit more confidence to understand that your taste has some value. And they're coming to you, and they have an idea, but if you get an inspiration, like, you can refine that. You can present them something else.
Yes.
So what we did was said, okay, I see your script. Do you mind if I just take a whack at like this script? And they're like, yeah, sure. I was like, okay, what are your must-haves? Like, what are the things you need to communicate in this? Because that's key. You need to know their key messaging.
Right.
And they listed a bunch of stuff. It was a lot. I was like, what? That might be a lot. For how long do you want this to be? 30 seconds. I think we're way over. Let's hone it down to 3 or 4. And so then they did. And one of them was like, Andre Johnson uses their mattresses, and they wanted it to be, like he says, Mattress Firm's also from Houston. They wanted to like position themselves as a Houston company that does give back to the community, because they do. They have their headquarters in Houston, which a lot of people don't know, but they call it their bedquarters, and they have a facility that we filmed in a bunch of times.
What you did in the bed.
So that was all part of it. They had them for 4 hours. So I got kind of inspired, and I said, okay, we need a few things. One, it needs to be lighthearted. It's Andre Johnson. It's got to be a little fun. it's got to have a little joke in there from Andre of some kind, not big, but it's got to feel like he's. That's why and I still got it line. I'm like, who wouldn't love to see Andre Johnson like hit the field again? And
Yeah.
I mean, all of us would.
Yeah.
So that's how that got in there.
The feel of it was everything you're saying.
Right.
The music was there, everything about it. Even the catch at the beginning, the lighthearted. I am very curious how many times it took him to get that.
It was more the kid throwing it. He was great.
Yeah, Andre was like, wow. Andre was Andre.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, we redid the script very quickly. It only took a few minutes, and it just sometimes that happens. Sent it back, and they were like, "This is great," and so they loved it. And then we went into pre-production from there, which has a lot of moving parts.
Right.
With, there's a sports agency, there's mattress firm, there's Andre Johnson and his he doesn't have a big entourage, but just like the couple people that kind of work with him and stuff.
Right.
He was awesome, by the way. So we go through the whole pre-production process, and what we decide is we're going to film at the Texans practice facility because it doesn't cost us anything, and they had him for that 4-hour window at that facility, and the Texans were getting done practice, and then we had a little window we could get in before the cheerleaders came to get in. So it's all like sandwich the sucker in, and so one of the things we did, the first thing is really to get that script and to go into the planning of the show. Stop me anytime if you want to.
No, that's great.
But so we kind of storyboarded it, but I had my DP that shot this with me. We kind of talked through some things, but one of the things I did with the script was I storyboarded it in a way where you see Andre talking on camera for a very short amount of time. And I did that very purposefully.
That's true.
Because you see him at I think it's 3 or 4 key moments, but it's like half a line. And I did that because when you're working with someone who's not a pro at being on camera,
right,
you don't want to take up your whole day trying to nail a take,
get something right,
remember the line, forget that.
Smart.
So it was like he had to remember one line at a time.
Right.
And he was really good. He was very authentic. But that really helped us a lot. So we'd be like, hey, Andre, come shoot. And we'd shoot for 10 minutes, nail his line, be like, okay, we're going to do these things. And the rest was just voiceover, him reading it.
Smart.
Through the whole thing. And I loved that approach. It was just so easy for everybody.
Wow.
So that was the first thing, getting that script right.
How was it working with a celebrity?
Very good. So I have a producer I work with. His name's Lance Kramer. He's fantastic. He lives right near here.
Okay.
But he's an actor, and he's in a lot of commercials. So I really was like, Lance, do what we need to do here for Andre. Because we don't do a ton of stuff with celebrities, but you want to kind of make it not weird for them. You know what I mean? And I don't think Andre's done a ton of commercials. Right. So he's not this big,
right.
walking with an ego. He's very humble, actually. Very nice guy. But so we did have in the practice facility, we set up a kind of a tent for him, like a pop-up tent, just and had his makeup chair in there and just some. Lance has a barbecue sauce that he's a chef too, so he put his barbecue sauce there for gifts. He's trying to little selfish promotion.
I see.
So, but we gave him a little tent, little snack area, and he didn't even use it. He was we just wanted because we had a high school football team there.
A net. I'm trying to get.
Bro,
he's gone.
What kind of set are we on here?
I know.
No.
Okay.
So we had a high school football team there. That was the extras, and so we didn't want a bunch of people running up, give me your autograph. We didn't know how they'd be, so we wanted to give Andre his space if he needed it.
Right.
But which none of that happened. It was totally fine. Everyone was super professional.
Wow.
And so it was very easy to work with him. He got there 15 minutes late, but it wasn't.
Which is really, really early, to be honest with you, for someone like that.
Yeah, and see, it wasn't really his fault. We had another set. So in the store, when we film him in the store in that commercial, he's in that was a whole other shoot that had to happen in 45 minutes before the set we were on. So I had another DP just be at that location with one assistant, and they needed to sandwich the shoot in when he was actually getting fitted for a mattress because they actually wanted to give him a mattress. We're like,
so you had already done that with him prior in the store?
I wasn't even there. We had to schedule it so that he could show up, shoot B-roll at the store for 45 minutes, which turned into 25 because our shots had to be sandwiched in with him actually getting fitted for a mattress, the real process.
Wow.
So we used a guy, Robert, who was fantastic. Minimal lighting because we had such small time. So went in there, they knocked that out.
But it looked great. It was authentic.
Yeah.
It looked real.
It worked great.
Yeah. I thought about that too, even when you were shooting in the big Texan bubble there on the practice field. It's like you were shooting in a giant softbox. It's
Very
what
true.
It's what it looked like.
No, it's true. It's very, very controllable, very soft. And we did hit him with like a couple, like a 600 from the side with like a 4x4 silk, just to give that edge, and then like a backlight.
Yeah.
And it's not terribly noticeable. But if you take it away, you're like, it looks a little flat here. Like it's an overcast day.
Yeah.
So we made him pop a little bit.
Yeah.
But so he filmed with Robert, had to get in the car, drive over 15 minutes to the facility. And he gets there 15 minutes late. But it was okay because we had all our gear coming in the back door, and we were locked out for 35 minutes of getting the gear in because there was a mix-up with security. And so it's like none of our lighting's there. And I'm just going, how are we doing here? So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
You got limited time.
Yeah.
And the real pressure to get done was not Andre, it was the bus driver for the high school kids. It was like, we're supposed to be out of here at 4. So Lance, can you go? So we had Lance, our producer, kind of like massaging, because my head's just in
production,
directing, and like making this happen.
Totally.
But end of the day, it worked out very well. It's just there's always curveballs, every time. That's why it's nice to work with really nice people,
right?
Like people that are chill, laid back, good at their job, do what you need them to do, have good ideas when necessary, and just move quickly.
Totally. I love it.
There's never a set them on where you don't have to move quick. Like, honestly,
right.
I've never been on one yet.
Right,
where
right.
You're just like, 25 years.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. Like, I remember working, I've worked with a bunch of celebrities over the years, and all different shapes and sizes, as it were. And I remember working with what's his name, Robin Leach from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous back in the day for some commercial in LA I shot. This guy was so professional.
Wow.
He came in, he did not mess up one word in one line ever. And because of that, I had to be very specific with why I asked him to do another take. Because he knew he nailed it every single time.
Wow.
So I learned real quick, I had to be very specific about, like, let's just change this a little bit, or my actor, one of my actors in the background, or background actors, it wasn't right. You were great. I just needed one more time for this background. I had to have a reason.
Yeah.
Because he knew he nailed it, and he wasn't there to waste his time or his voice or blah, blah, blah. That's just how he was. And so it was a learning curve in that moment. I worked with Cesar Millan one time, the dog whisperer, right? On Discovery or whatever channel that was on. And he was also very good. Very, very good. And he was one of those also. All these guys are really, really nice. But when he was done. Like, he knew he nailed it. And it's just like, he wasn't going to come back out of the trailer, not because he was being a jerk, but it was like, no, we got it. Like, when somebody's like, oh, can we just do, the director and you wants 4 more takes because it would be cool to have options and da-da-da-da.
Yes.
And, so another really cool guy, another celebrity there.
Bro, that reminds me of I was in LA 2 or 3 months ago, and I was DPing a piece with, remember Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World?
Yes.
That TV show. He's like the principal guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Feeney. So he's like 93 now.
No way.
And we were shooting in this school where he has to take an elevator up to the 6th floor, get hair and makeup. He's got his son there helping him and his wife. But this guy's a pro. Man, he can't walk that great. But man, when the camera turned on, he was like,
boom,
man, this guy's colorful immediately.
Yep.
But he's like 93. And so my friend, Seb, is directing, and he's doing the thing. Hey, can we just get one more take of that? And he's like, don't mess with me. Like, he's done. When he's done, he was done. Super sweet guy. But he was like, kind of an older dude. He's just like, I'm not.
93, he earned it.
He earned it. That was my, and Seb, like, we're all making fun of Seb after. Be like, Seb, you got yelled at, like, Mr. Feeney. Oh my gosh. It was great though.
Too fun, man.
But you're right. When people are pros at that, they're pros, and you appreciate it, but also you got to be efficient. You don't want to waste their time at all.
And everybody's learning. We're learning how to be better directors. We're learning from the actors. They make us better directors. There's all kind of versions of that going on.
That's very true.
But it was super cool, man. I love getting the two, juxtapositions, as it were, the different kinds of genres. Very
and
cool.
that Mattress Firm spot with Andre, it turned out when. I'm referring to this because when we wanted to change their script and we went back and they liked the idea, so they were just going to run it on social media, but they ended up liking it so much they ran it during
Wow.
Thursday Night Football when the
Wow.
Texans were playing the Jets, I think, like prime time, and
Yeah.
they bought airtime and ran it there, which was great. I was super happy because we exceeded their expectations.
Totally.
But it just like when you kind of trust your gut, trust your creative instincts, and if you're a
Yes.
producer or director, you live this world. Like you're living writing, you're living thinking how things are going to be presented. And sometimes we work with clients and we think, well, they know what they want. Let me just produce what they want. But man,
Yes.
when you do this all the time, it's like anything.
Totally.
If you wash cars every day, you're going to be better at it than me.
Right.
I do it once
Right.
every 2 weeks.
Right.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
And and every time something like that happens, you trust your gut and it works out great.
Yeah.
What a confidence builder.
Very much.
That it's just like, no, you know what? I have a voice. It's a perspective, and it's a good perspective. It might not be right every time, but it's a good perspective. That just makes you stronger, all the way around. Well, listen, man, how do people connect with Lane Hall? Lane McCall. We met 5 minutes ago. Lane McCall. And how do they connect with you? How do they get a hold of you? How do they hire you? How do they see work?
yeah, we just my website, badcolors.com. Like everything's there. Contact info, work, stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, very easy.
Perfect. All right. Well, guys, we've had fun. This has been Set Life, Kelley Leger, and today Lane McCall. And we're going to see you next time. But don't forget, if you need a place to shoot, For the One Studios. We got 4 studios, great sound stages. Come and shoot with us.
Very nice place. I've shot here.
Yeah, you have.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I love it.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. Come back, shoot some more.